What's going on, guys? It's been a little while since we've gotten a video out to you. The weather's just been crappy here in Ohio last week or so. I mean, it rained all day today, so wasn't able to get out hunting, which I probably wouldn't have anyways just because Buckeyes played in the Rose Bowl. I think I had like 3-4 heart attacks during that game, but I'm good now. We won. So just wanted to do a quick video here, or hopefully it's quick. But last couple of years I've had some friends that have just gotten into hunting. If Riley interrupts, I'm sorry. She's needy. But yeah, I've had a couple friends get into hunting the last couple of years, and they've asked me a few times how, what's the best way to get hunting permission, and what to look for when you're looking at property to try to get permission for. So thought I'd just kind of go over what I do personally. This is just my thoughts, my opinions, so take it for what it's worth. But obviously, as far as getting permission from landowners, there's the old tried and true knocking on doors, which works just fine and dandy. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. It's awkward for me, which I'm sure it's awkward for everybody, but it's just an awkward situation. I feel like to put somebody in, but because you're just going up to some random person's door, they have no clue who you are, and you're gonna ask them to hunt your land or hunt their land. But it works. So, but I think it's 2 years ago now, 2019. I actually watched another video about a guy that was talking about getting permission and what he does, and he mentioned that when he moved to a new area, that he sent out a bunch of letters to landowners. I think he said he sent like 200 or something like that. I mean, he only got 5 yeses, so percentage-wise, not that great, but it's 5 new properties to hunt. So I was like, man, that's a good idea. So like I said, 2019, I started doing that. And then obviously last year, 2020, well, now 2 years ago now technically, since it's January 1st, but in 2020, with everything that was going on with COVID and all that stuff, going to knocking on doors probably wasn't a great idea, just because you don't know how somebody's going to react, or with COVID and everything. So I think the letters last year were definitely a good option, and it's worked. I got permission for this farm, the new farm close to my house here. That's how I got permission for that, is writing a letter. So I'll just go over, I'm not going to read it word for word, but this is just kind of basically, I know you can't see it, but first and foremost, if you're going to write a letter, obviously you want to be somewhat professional about it. I type them out. I don't do handwritten. And then, just like I keep the basic same format for every letter. And then the only thing I change is obviously the name of the person that I'm sending it to and the location or address of the property I'm trying to get permission for. So, but other than that, keep the same format. The first paragraph, I just kind of explain who I am as a person, where I'm from, what I do for a living, yada, yada, yada. And then that pretty much wraps up the first paragraph. And then the second paragraph is when I get into why I'm actually writing this person, and why I would like permission to hunt this property. And then, you don't always have to jump right into deer hunting. You can start out small, like ask permission to do small game hunting, like rabbit, squirrel, maybe even turkey. So you don't always necessarily have to jump into deer hunting. Maybe get your feet wet and start out small. And then the third paragraph, I just kind of explain who I am as a hunter, just as far as I'll be respectful to the land. I won't trash it or leave trash or destroy the property or anything like that. that I'd be willing to help out if they would need help with anything, mow the yard, small stuff like that. And then obviously with the letter, they'll have my return address, but then I leave, my cell phone number, my personal email. And that's kind of one of the pros of writing letters is, if the landowner gets it and they don't want to give you permission, there's not that awkward, all right, well, see you later, like you would get knocking on a door. If they don't want to give you permission, all you got to do is throw the letter away. You never hear from them. Oh well. Another pro over going to knock on a door is you're not spending or wasting a bunch of gas driving all over the place knocking on doors. You can almost, I feel like in my opinion, you can cover more ground writing letters. Just like that guy that I watched, he sent over 200 letters. I've probably, over the 2 years here, maybe have sent out close to 100, something like that. But you can just cover more ground, and obviously in your state, out of state, whatever. But that's why I kind of like doing the letters over the knock on doors. I'll still knock on a door here and there, but very rarely. Like I said, nothing against anybody who that's your tried and true method. That's what you do. More power to you. But for me, I feel like there's a few more pros than cons than with the letters. So, and then, as far as what to look for a property that you want to hunt, everybody's like, I need the 1,000 acres, or I need, the couple hundred acres to hunt or to kill a big deer. And I mean, obviously, anybody that's hunted for a while, that's not true. Just like with the farm that I hunt, I mean, the woods itself is only like 10 acres, I think. Maybe. It might not even be 10 acres. Obviously it's surrounded by, a couple hundred acres of crop fields, but, the big thing is just habitat. Look for the habitat. Look for, is there food sources, water sources, shelter, cover. But, and then, kind of going back to my property, which I'm going to use a lot of as an example, with my property, like I said, that woods isn't very big, but what makes it nice is not only do I have the crop fields, but I have multiple tree lines, or a couple tree lines that connect to my woods that I hunt, that connect to other woods. I've got a tree line that runs east and west from my woods, and then it tees off and runs north and south, and on that north end there's a decent set of woods, and then on the south end there's 2 decent sets of woods. And then on the east of the woods that I hunt is a crop field, and then there's another woods that's basically a sanctuary that nobody hunts. Nobody's allowed to hunt it. So that just sets up nice, because the woods that I hunt literally sits basically in the middle of those other woods. And hunting over there for over a decade now, I learned how those deer use those woods. I mean, obviously I haven't killed a giant buck out of there yet. Had a shot last year, screwed that up, but let's not open up that closet. But every year I've hunted out there, there's been big bucks on that property, whether I get them on camera or whether I see them out there when I'm hunting. Every year, for over a decade, there's always 1 or 2 big mature bucks using that property. So that's kind of what I look for when I'm looking for a property that I want to possibly try to hunt. And like I was telling my buddy that was asking me about this, one of the first things I did that when I moved out to this house is literally just get on Google Maps and start at my house and basically circle search all around me. And when I found something that looked good, I'd get on the auditor's website, find out who owns it, which kind of sucks nowadays because you find a big chunk of woods or something on Google Maps and then you get to the auditor's website, and that nice chunk of woods is split up 100 different ways with 100 different owners. So makes it a little hard, but that's what I do. I just, like, I get on Google Maps, like, I'll be sitting at work, and if we're not busy, that's especially during the off season, like not hunting season, you know, if we're not busy, I'm literally on Google Maps just looking and trying to find that next property that I could potentially hunt. And then, like I said, using the auditor's website, and nowadays with Onyx, and I believe HuntWise has it too, where you can click on a property and it shows you the mailing address for the owner, or the tax mailing address anyways for the owner. And man, that just makes it super easy. Like I said, it makes it so easy to cover so much more ground, and instead of spending an entire day or a couple days or a week driving around knocking on doors, you can literally knock out a bunch of letters and mail them all out at once, and bam, you know, you've got however, you know, 20, 30, 40, however many letters you send out, that many opportunities to potentially gain new access to new property. So that's why I write the letters. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of cover that real quick, and basically because we haven't gotten a video out to you guys in forever, but weather's been crappy, so yeah, that's basically what I do. I'll keep doing the letters. Like I said, for me personally, that's what I like to do. I think I get more success out of it. I mean, I think it was 2019 when I first started doing mailing letters out. I had a guy that he called me back and told me that, you know, he really appreciated the letter. It was like one of the nicest letters he's ever gotten from anybody, and that him and his wife, you know, had been thinking about it for a week, and that he felt terrible for not being able to give me permission, but that he had somebody else that was already hunting it, which I totally understand. I was like, you know, because he apologized for it. I'm like, there's absolutely no reason to apologize. Like, if somebody's already hunting it, that's awesome. I don't want to go in there and foul anything up for them. So, but he's like, you know, if he ever stops hunting it, he was going to keep my information, and I'd be the first person he called. And apparently I'm choking. Excuse me. Beer time. But yeah, so I mean, that was cool. So like I said, if you're gonna do the letters, be, you know, kind of professional about it. Don't just, you know, I would probably stay away from handwritten letters. Type them out, try to be professional about it. And like I said, it's just another tool to use as far as gaining permission. And let's face it, nowadays it's getting harder and harder and harder to get permission on farms and other property. But yeah, I think that's it. Season's winding down here in Ohio. It's January 1st. Hope everybody had a good, safe New Year, good Christmas. But I'm not throwing in the white towel yet, or waving the white flag, whatever. I'm gonna try and get out maybe tomorrow, and at least a few more times this year. But I'd be lying if I said I kind of wasn't already looking forward to springtime and getting this bad boy on again, hunting after the thunder chickens of the woods. So it'll be turkey season. I think Matt and I are going to do some rabbit hunting, shed hunting. Got some coyotes that have been showing up fairly regularly that we might need to go take care of. So do that, and then, you know, after turkey season, it's basically almost time to start getting ready for deer season again, and just repeat the cycle. So hope you guys liked the video. Like I said, I was trying to keep it short and sweet. If you do, hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button, guys. I really, 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 really want to hit that century mark with our subscribers. I've already talked to Matt a few times, and once we get to 100, I think we're gonna do a giveaway of some sorts, maybe like a trail camera or something like that. I don't know yet, but like I said, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.